Hello everybody, it's me, Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? Hope you are well. Thank you everybody who has subscribed, all the new subscribers. It is much appreciated. Welcome everybody. Today we're going to have a look at the new Spring Kyouka. We are getting a lot at the moment. The game is in a bit of a whirlwind. Another new character who is featured here in this blooming season sincerity story event we have got for the first half of May. So let's jump over quickly then, have a look at her banner and then have a look at her skills and see what we think of this new Kyoka, apart from her being really adorable. But is that enough to summon for her? Some people that's probably a yes, and good luck to you if you do try that. Anyway, this is Kyoka's banner. It is here till the 15th, so it's here for quite some time. I mean, that's not nearly 2 weeks. It is 2 weeks. Almost. A long banner. Anyway, again, normal things. You are getting the Connect coins. You are getting the masterpieces if you manage to summon her. So let's have a look at her skills. We have got this handy little image once again. Kyoka is on the wind team. She is a magical character and she sits in the mid-range. Position 563, which is just behind Yumi Nenika and just in front of Ceremonial Ilya. Good positioning for Kyoka. Most Kyokas are really far back, but this Kyoka's in the mid-range as we can see, which is good for the win team. She will be within Ceremonial Ilya's buff range, active skills and attack buffs, which makes her fitting well in a wind magical team. So let's jump over then to her skills. Okay, Kyoka's Union Best Butterfly Stream, which does huge damage, huge damage. She is a single target magical damage dealer. The Union Best deals 14.4 times magical damage to the nearest enemy. If it crits, times 2 damage. And it deals, I believe this is how it's written in the Shizuru notes, a second instance of damage if it crits, which is at 6 times a magical attack. And again, 2 times damage if it crits. This is huge amounts of single target magical damage, dependent on critting though, but as we'll see later, she does have mechanisms to build her crit chance within her. Comparing this to other single target magical DPS characters, I mean, Princess Carol, the one that comes to mind, has also hitting extremely hard. She has also got 14.4 times magical damage on her Union Best, but that's it. It is 2 times damage if it crits as well, but that's it, no extra damage. So this Kyoka has got, correct me if I am wrong, the highest damaging single target magical attack in the game. The amount of overall damage though compared to Princess Carol, you can't really compare too much because Carol has got the TP to herself, a lot more TP to herself, so she might be investing a lot more frequently. But just as a single damage attack, this looks pretty damn crazy. Anyway, let's carry on. Floral Breath is her skill 1, which deals 6 times magical damage to the nearest enemy, times 2 damage again if the steel crits, and if it crits, it also buffs her magical attack by 24.4k, which is a nice big magical attack buff, and it also buffs her magical crit damage by 10%. Here we go, the magical crit damage going up again, very reliant on crits. Not a bad skill 1. A skill 2, Spring Dance, buffs again 250 magical crits, 5% magical crit to self. For the rest of the match, this is a 182nd buff, so it will stack, but it can only be used, it says, up to 3 times there. So you want this to be off quickly. As you can see here, if you can see, with a loop pattern behind me, she will have fired off this skill 2 3 times before she gets to her initial loop pattern. She's got a very, very long initial attack sequence before she gets into her loop. And as we're talking about it, if I can move out of the way, you can see that her loop pattern is pretty good as well. Skill 1, skill 2, skill 1, normal attack, skill 1, skill 2, skill 1. Because this skill 2 is not going to do a huge amount after you fire it off 3 or 4 times, it's better to have the skill 1 as the more frequent attack, because the first time she does this skill 2, she gets the 250 crit and 5% crit damage. Second time, the crit goes down, but the crit damage goes up. This continues till the third attack, 120 crit stat and 15% crit damage, and then it caps out, I believe, on a fourth one with 55 crit stat and 20% crit damage, which is why I say after that, because it is a 180 second buff, after that it won't be doing much else. It will be only restoring a small amount of hit points and give you 5 TP boost, but the 5 TP boost is 180 seconds as well, so that will be stacking. So there we go, that is Spring Kyouka. On paper, perhaps she looks pretty good, as you would expect from a new unit. He is a top single target magical DPS, something that the Wind magical team needed if it's going to be a competitive team. That is the other thing with this Kyoka. There is not a lot of Wind magical characters. Physical Wind team is pretty good though. That may come into your decision making whether you want to summon for her or not. She does fit well though in that Wind magical team. Her positioning especially makes that so. Although she does look a little bit squishy, I think, but she's probably not too much of a problem. A lot of characters might end up getting sniped out. She will be good in this EXSP battle mode in this new story event we have got, but hopefully if you don't get her, you can maybe borrow her from a friend if they have summoned for her. I personally can't summon for her. I'm in damage limitation mode. My gems, my jewels are pretty low at the moment. I'll only be summoning again if we get a must pull character, a new pre-fest character, or potentially a new character with their first playable summonable character in the game. If you are low on jewels, I would probably recommend you do the same. But this Kyoka, I would say, is more useful for your box than the commander units that we got last month. In hindsight, I should have probably skipped them, and if that would mean I would have the jewels to summon for this Kyoka, she will help spread out your box and make more of your teams more viable than the commander units, which physical dark was already quite good, so they didn't really need the buffs. Wind magic needs these buffs. Anyway, I am rambling on. Thank you very much for watching this. Let me know what you think of this Spring Kyouka. If you are going to summon for her, let me know if you do. And I know some of you out there probably will because you're big Kyoka fans. Good luck to you on your pulls. I will see you all again for another video. Thank you very much. Bye, 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 bye. Hey, hey.